Belvedere, has Miss Emma left too? Nothing to worry, Master Hurst. It's only a matter of a few days. Your new governess will be here soon. But Belvedere, I don't like sleeping alone. Can you call Mommy? Master Hurst, Lady Helena is awfully busy with work tonight. Now sleep tight. Lady Helena, the governess has left. Arrange for another. Yes, Lady Helena. The Hurst family, Lawrence, Helena, and their only son, Reginald, were one of the affluent families in upstate New York. Lawrence Hurst had inherited his father's estate and was invested in the family business. Helena too belonged to a wealthy family, and after the marriage, she had been busy in her personal life and luxuries. The couple had never been so much a family, and their only son, Reginald, has grown up in the hands of one governess to another. How long have you been caring for children? Well, I'm only 20, but I've been volunteering at the Oakland orphanage for almost 3 years now. I recently began working as a caregiver when I was recommended to interview for this job. Here is Master Reginald Hurst. He's 8 years old. Wow, what a handsome fellow. Hello, Master Reginald. My name is Alice. Alice gave a warm smile to the boy, but he simply ignored her and continued scribbling. What are you drawing? Who is that? That's Mom, Dad, and Belvedere. And that? Your friends? It follows me. What? Master Hurst, your teacher is here. Please get to your studies. The boy has grown up lonely. This mansion can be quite haunting. Sometimes he finds company in his imagination. Ah, I see. Imaginary friends. Solace. I would love to take the job. Very well. You may move in tomorrow. A quarter will be arranged for you at the mansion. Meeting Reggie, Alice was reminded of herself. She was an orphan and grew up quite lonely, always wishing she had someone to talk to. Perhaps that's what led to volunteering at the orphanage and eventually accepting a job as a caretaker. The next day, Alice moved into the Hurst mansion. Belvedere showed her around the estate. But one thing Alice was rather curious about was Reggie's mother and father. Wow, she's beautiful. Mr. Belvedere, will you not introduce me to Mr. and Mrs. Hurst? Lady Helena and Sir Lawrence. You see, they're rather busy. When the time is right, you will meet them. That night, Alice got to her job, taking Reggie for his evening walk. accompanying him for dinner, and putting him to bed. As Alice was about to turn off the lights, Reggie stopped her. "Please, keep the lights on. Are you afraid of the dark?" "It only comes to me when it's dark." "Who?" "Reggie, no one is going to come. I promise. You know what? How about I make you a nightlight?" Alice took a cloth, then placed it over the lamp, dimming out the room. Almost instantly, she felt a chill. She turned back, sensing a presence. "Don't be silly, Alice. Now you're feeling scared, hearing an 8-year-old? You saw it, didn't you? Reggie, there is no one here. Please stay with me." "All right." On Reggie's insistence, Alice stayed in his room till he finally fell asleep around midnight. Tucking him in, she slowly crept out to the hall on her way to her quarter. The mansion was pin-drop silent at this hour. But as Alice was passing by Sir Lawrence's study, she heard a noise. Curious, Alice peered in the door. "You are so beautiful." Embarrassed, seeing Sir Lawrence with another woman, she stepped back, only to be startled by someone else behind her. Alice turned to look at Lady Helena. "Who are you?" "Lady Helena, I'm Alice, Master Hurst's new governess." "What are you doing here? What were you looking at?" "Nothing, my lady. I was just returning to my quarter." "Move out of the way." It wasn't the best way to be introduced to Lady Helena or Sir Lawrence. Alice finally met the husband and wife and, apparently, his secretary and mistress. Mom and Dad was having quite a fight last night. Nothing to be surprised about. Grown-ups sometimes fight. "Hi, you must be the new governess. You see, I myself am new here. I've been tutoring Master Reggie in math for the past 6 months." "Do Lady Helena and Sir Lawrence fight often?" "It's nothing new." "What do you mean?" "To say, it's only a relationship by name. They live together, but their lives are worlds apart. In the end, it's their choice, but very unfortunate for the child. It's as if he's never had parents." Alice was quick to realize the Hurst family wasn't as picture perfect as they seemed to outsiders. It was tragic, but it made Alice feel more so for Reggie. When Reggie was attending his piano classes that evening, Alice was cleaning up his room when she suddenly heard a tapping noise. Did I drop something? When Alice Alice heard the noise again. She stopped and listened for it intently. Is it a mouse? As the noise began to move through the walls, Alice followed it out, walking down the hall to Lady Helena's library. The room was empty. Alice stepped inside, looking at the tall bookcases, the portraits and fancy antique collection. Unable to hold her curiosity, Alice began dusting around with the excuse of checking everything out. That's when she noticed a file on the desk. There were medical reports of Lady Helena. Can't have children? How can that be? She has a son. Examining the papers, Alice suddenly felt that same chill she felt in Reggie's room. Feeling something over her shoulder, Alice turned around. The room was empty. But when Alice's eyes fell on the reflection, her skin went cold. Who are you? Alice pulled the candle holder on the side of the mirror, when suddenly the wall shifted, revealing a secret door. It was a small space behind the bookcase. Alice took the candle in her hand to light the space. But what she saw frightened her core. It was almost 14 years ago. Lawrence and Helena had gotten married and begun their new life together. At first, the couple got along well. Belonging to the same niche of aristocrats, finding interests in the same things, but the love only lasted a while before it began to fade. The couple planned to have a child, only to discover Helena was unable to conceive. Her inability strained the marriage, and soon they began to drift apart. And in all this, Helena discovered Lawrence had been quite unfaithful in their marriage. And one night, he discovered her husband was having an affair with one of the maids. You've been sleeping with the maid? It doesn't suit you to look down on her. She's more of a woman than you've ever been. How dare you say that? You're comparing me with a maid? But by then, things had gone too far. Lawrence, I'm pregnant with your child. What? That's great news. Helena will never accept this. It's not up to her. Despite knowing everything, Helena kept silent, so long as the secret did not leave the mansion. Caroline soon gave birth to a son, and Lawrence was happier than ever. But Caroline was in distress. The child was growing up without knowing his true identity. You've kept us a secret, but is our son going to live like this, without knowing his father? No one can know. It's a matter of my reputation. If that's how it has to be, then I'm leaving. And if you care for your child and your reputation, you will write your son half of your property. That's not possible. Then the world can know what you did. That night, Lawrence was in indecision on what he should do. He truly loved Caroline, but neither Helena nor her family would accept this. But in the end, Lawrence decided to give Caroline what she wanted. On the other hand, witnessing all this, Helena was burning in rage and jealousy. She tolerated her husband's affair. She tolerated their child. But she couldn't tolerate him handing over what was hers. So that night, she went to meet Caroline. Madam Helena, what is it? I always wanted Lawrence to love me the way he loves you. I always wanted to have a child with him, start a family with him. Now I have that. But I never wanted you. I always wanted a son, Lawrence, and now it's mine. Lawrence was devastated, but he didn't have a choice but to cover up what Helena did. The husband and wife threw the body within the walls of the mansion and sealed it forever. And as for Caroline's child, they kept him as their own. But Helena and Lawrence's relationship was never the same again. And Reggie grew up in isolation in the hands of one governess to another. He always mentioned he would see something around him. And every governess would feel that presence as well. The spirit of his late mother. Coming to her senses, Alice knew she had to inform the police. She ran to the desk and grabbed the phone. But just as she dialed the number, she felt a hand. What do you think you're doing? You had the chance to run away like the others, but now that you know our secret, there's no going back. Belvedere, what happened to Miss Alice? Nothing to worry, Master Hurst. It's only a matter of a few days. Your new governess will be here soon. Good night, Master Hurst. Reggie, look who I brought with me. Don't worry, Reggie. There's nothing to be afraid.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.